Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we're tackling a seriously universal struggle, bridging that massive gap between our super healthy intentions and, well, our actual daily actions. We all know we should be moving more, right? But somehow, getting off the couch can literally feel like moving a mountain. In this explainer, we're going to demystify some of those really intimidating global health targets out there. And more importantly, we're going to use the proven science of habit building to help you actually transform your daily routine. No extreme makeovers, no sheer willpower required. Just smart, structural changes to how you live. But before we get into the solutions, I really want to hook you right here with a very direct question. Are you moving enough? Seriously, take a second. I want you to honestly reflect on your own lifestyle right now. Think about your day so far. How much of it was spent sitting at a desk, driving in a car, or just relaxing on the sofa? If you're feeling a little bit guilty right now, hey, I promise you, you are absolutely not alone. Consider this staggering reality: 27.5%. According to the World Health Organization's latest comprehensive guidelines, over a quarter of all global adults fail to meet even the most basic aerobic recommendations. And for adolescents, that number skyrockets to 81%. It's wild. We are looking at an immediate, urgent crisis of physical inactivity, and it affects every single corner of the globe. Okay, let's dive into this by first looking at Section 1, the global movement target. So, what exactly is the medical consensus on how much we should be moving? Well, these are the distilled World Health Organization physical activity guidelines. This is basically our ultimate health goal. They recommend 150 to 300 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic activity every single week. On top of that, we should be doing muscle strengthening activities at least twice a week, and generally just limiting our sedentary time. Now, if hearing that 300 minutes target sounds completely intimidating to start with, that's up to 5 hours a week, don't panic. We are going to break down exactly how to get there. To do that, we move to Section 2, the science of motivation. Let's explore exactly why we so often struggle to hit these lofty fitness targets, even when we know they're vital for our health. What's really interesting here is how the research validates your struggle. Look at these neurobiological pathways. Research from the Annual Review of Psychology shows that exerting effort isn't just a simple matter of trying harder. It requires a complex neurological feedback loop, and it's deeply driven by dopamine in the brain's mesolimbic system. When you decide to exercise, your brain is actively calculating effort-based decision-making. If the perceived effort is too high and the immediate dopamine reward is too low, your brain literally pumps the brakes. You aren't necessarily lazy, you are actually fighting your own biology. Which brings us to Section 3, systems over fitness goals. If our brains are wired to avoid high-effort, low immediate reward tasks, how do we win? Well, by shifting our focus entirely away from the outcome. The crucial point here is this brilliant distinction from habit expert James Clear: goals versus systems. The WHO targets, those 300 minutes, that is a goal. It's the end result you want. But a system is the daily process that actually leads to those results. As Clear famously puts it, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So if you're struggling to meet those health guidelines, the problem isn't you, and it isn't a lack of desire. The problem is just that you have the wrong system for change. Your daily processes are the actual key to bridging that intention-action gap. And this brings us right to Section 4, 4 Laws of Behavior. Let's introduce James Clear's highly actionable framework. This is essentially a manual for hacking our biology and creating effortless, automatic behaviors that completely bypass that initial resistance we feel. This habit loop brilliantly illustrates how those biological dopamine mechanisms we just talked about connect directly to 4 simple psychological steps. First, there's a cue, which triggers a craving. That craving motivates a response, which is the actual action. And finally, you get a reward. This loop creates a neurological feedback cycle. If we can master this loop, we can actually program our brains to crave exercise. Let's break down these 4 laws of behavior change to show exactly how we can design a system to achieve those WHO aerobic targets, and do it without relying on pure willpower. For the first law, the cue, make it obvious. Lay out your workout clothes the night before. For the second law, the craving, make it attractive. Pair your treadmill time with your absolute favorite podcast. For the third law, the response, make it easy. Don't aim for a 50-minute run right out of the gate. Aim to just put on your shoes and walk for 5 minutes. And the fourth law, the reward, make it satisfying. Track your progress or give yourself a small, immediate reward so that your brain's dopamine system registers the win. But remember that WHO also stressed limiting our sedentary time. The beauty of this system is that we can invert these laws to naturally eliminate dangerous sedentary behaviors. To break a bad habit of sitting too much, make it invisible by hiding the TV remote. Make it unattractive. Make it difficult by putting your phone in another room so you actually have to physically get up to check it. And make it unsatisfying. By designing your environment, you make the bad choice the hard choice. As James Clear beautifully puts it, the task of breaking a bad habit is like uprooting a powerful oak within us. And the task of building a good habit is like cultivating a delicate flower one day at a time. It's so vital to remember that rewiring your brain's neurobiology and changing years of sedentary behavior requires deep, deep patience. Be gentle with yourself. You are cultivating a delicate flower.
Finally, Section 5, building your new identity.
Let's pivot from clinical health guidelines and daily tasks into something much deeper, your personal identity. We are going to prove that massive, life-altering changes do not require radical, overnight overhauls. I want to perfectly contrast the intimidating idea of 300 minutes of moderate to vigorous exercise with this highly approachable concept, the 1% rule. Just get 1% better every day. Improving by 1% isn't even noticeable at first, but the math is staggering. If you get just 1% better each day for 1 year, you will end up 37 times better by the time you're done. All big things come from small beginnings.
And this leads to the ultimate shift. Your current behaviors simply reflect your current identity. To change for good, you need a two-step identity shift. First, decide the type of person you want to be. Don't say, I want to run a marathon. Say, I want to be a runner. Second, prove it to yourself with small wins. Every single time you take a 5-minute walk, you are casting a vote for the type of person you wish to become. As the votes build up, the evidence of your new identity becomes completely undeniable.
Which brings this explainer full circle, right back to the World Health Organization's absolute core message. Some physical activity is better than none. If you aren't meeting the recommendations right now, doing anything will bring immediate benefits to your health. Starting small is not just perfectly fine. According to the science of habits, it is the absolute best way to guarantee long-term success. So, I'll leave you with this final provocative question. We know the destination, and we now have the system to get there. What is one tiny decision, one 1% improvement, one small vote for your future identity that you will make and repeat today? Start small, design your system, and let the habit take root. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will see you next time.